Last time in the Steelers franchise, we took a big step in the right direction and got this season on track. We're 4-2 at our bye, and we're not going to be in a position to trade away a bunch of veterans at this year's deadline. We are going to try to make the postseason for the first time in this series. But we have some challenges to overcome, as injuries have hit our defense extremely hard, and we're playing now without TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, and Joey Porter. It'll probably be a few games before Porter and Watt ultimately return. So we're gonna lean on our offense right now. Last episode gave us a really good glimpse at Caleb Johnson, who in a contract season might be making that decision to keep him around or not a little bit tougher. He had a great 102-yard performance against the Bengals, highlighted by a brilliant 40-yard run. Wasn't as dynamic the next two games, but he has scored 4 touchdowns, and he passes the eye test. You see the way he's cutting, making moves, and bursting through the hole, and I think he could be in for a big year. The combination of Joey Riddick and DK Metcalf has peaked this season and has given us a 3-game winning streak. Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise rebuild. Thank you for all the feedback on recent videos. I feel like we've settled into a fun place in the series now. I do want to say that today's video is sponsored by Control Freak. My code MrHurricane can save you 12%, link in the description, and more on them later. It's our bye week right now. And given the state of the defense right now, I'd like to upgrade this Healing Accelerator trait that is an ability for the trainer. I think I also want to go to Platinum tier on this Enhanced Recovery, which can help players that are, banged up due to wear and tear, and maybe allow me to practice some of these guys a little bit harder at times if I can later recover their stamina more effectively. So we switch over to those abilities during our bye. And on the other side of the bye week, our final game ahead of the trade deadline, we face the Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams are top 6 in scoring, but this Eagles defense looks like one of the best in the league. Here are the current standings. We are tied atop the AFC North and split the series this year with the Bengals. Chargers and Raiders are at 5-2. Miami sits at 5-1. Buffalo, also a 5-win team. I didn't talk much about how I set up the scouting this year, but our top scout is going to be focused on the cornerback position. And it's an area where we have a couple veteran starters that are missing right now. But as I look at what I've been able to add in this series and what's kind of missing, I need to add a young player in the secondary there that can match up with some of the best receivers in the AFC. So that's going to be a high priority. This current cornerback class does look good, but I just wonder what the highest end talent ends up being, because most of these players are more so projected late first round into the second. You can still get really good players there, but I'm ideally trying to target players with the chance to become top 10 at their position. That's really what makes the difference here in the AFC. There are so many solid teams, and solid really doesn't cut it if you want to be on the higher end of things. Like the Raiders have multiple standout players atop their roster. Go to Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, and then Nnamdi Madubuike, Tyler Linderbaum. You get to us, and outside of TJ Watt, you got an aging Jalen Ramsey. Derek Harmon certainly looks like a very good player, but we need more young players that can ascend to this tier, and I want to get one in the secondary. All right, we have a halfback breakout opportunity here against Philadelphia. Caleb Johnson went off last week, and I'm thinking the offense runs through him. What do you think? I kind of want to choose a new goal if it can be touchdown related. How about 100 plus rushing yards and a touchdown? That's a good goal. And this is to increase his development trait. Upgrades for undrafted Britton Hawkins at tight end, catching and route running. That seems to be a pretty good one for him. And then safety Nick Burnell. I think right now Kobe Bryant's spot is very safe. He had a big interception in that last episode. I'd like to get Burnell on the field. We'll see if there's a way of getting there here with Julian Love and Bryant currently at safety. The Eagles now have Kyle Hamilton. And look how many 90-plus rated players are on this team. This is what a more elite roster looks like. And they've made it better in this series, adding in Kyle Hamilton. I'd be really impressed if we could find a way to win this game when we're missing TJ Watt and our top two corners. On the road in Philadelphia, can Chuck Johnson lead this team to one of the biggest wins yet? The Eagles' opening drive takes them right into Pittsburgh territory. Jalen Hurts is blitzed and drops it off over the middle for a short gain. We'll see if Taron Johnson is a good fit for this. I just think that with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, his lower athleticism could be an issue. Here's Hurts over the middle, a diving catch caught by Dawson Knox. Patrick Stewart is also out there at cornerback as Hurts will throw it short. From the 15, Hurts protected over the middle, touchdown Knox, an easy opening drive score. The offense is going to have one of their best days in this one, and it doesn't get out to the kind of start we're looking for. 2 sacks and a 3-and-out. 25 yards on the Eagles' next drive. That came on a 3rd and 8. Roderick Barber sacks Jalen Hurts. And if this defense is to have any success, I think number 94 has to be the driving force. He's matched up with Jordan Mailata at left tackle. And here's Hurts off his spot, back across the middle. And not quite a first down. Eagles leave the offense on. 2 yards to go. I form behind Jalen Hurts. Straight ahead. First down, Barkley inside the 10. Bad tackle attempt. Beanie Bishop never had a chance. We better have an answer ready. We take our next drive into Philadelphia territory. McLeod, 3rd and 6. To the outside. He hooks up with Joey Riddick. Chase Brown on the carry, shakes a defender, heads inside the 15. Good run. It's Chase Brown. Slipped a tackle and then loses one. So we need a play now from McLeod. From the 14. He's off his spot. Back across the middle for Metcalf. A touchdown. Can we settle this down now? Intercepted, Taron Johnson. And we're in the red zone, everybody. Johnson's only been on the team for a couple weeks now. Signed him from free agency. That's a backwards pass. And not much for Caleb Johnson. McLeod's been in good form lately. Tough 3rd and 10. He'll throw off the mark. And it's picked off. An inexplicable miss. He doesn't make that play often. But I had to say something. I don't think our run game is working. Back-to-back losses of 3 to open the second half, and then Jalen McMillan. That's happened so many times already this season. Bryce Lewis is in the game, everybody, our fullback. But it's going to be a pass. Picking up pressure is Johnson. Uncovered Freiermuth to the 12. Running inside. Chase Brown to the 5. And down to the 2. 4 yards out. 3rd down on the slant. Caught by Metcalf to tie things. I think we've been able to settle this defense into the game nicely. Philly's had a couple 3-and-outs now in the second half. And it's the 4th quarter. Big game here for both teams. A chance to move to 5-2. We're at the Philadelphia 26. Dumped over the middle. Freiermuth has a first. Haven't seen us run the ball much with Caleb Johnson. McLeod extends the play, takes off to the 10, and gets down. Blitz on third down, lobbed and caught! What a catch! DK Metcalf! Third touchdown of the day. That was incredible. And this is a secondary that I did think we could make some plays against. Remember in the offseason, they lost Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. So their best cornerback, I think, is like an 80 overall, I want to say. 82 maybe. And that's allowed us to lean on this passing game. I need the full view of this play, though, because he lobs this right away. Just going to be a go up and get it situation, and he drops it in the bucket. Philadelphia was outstanding to start the game, but they haven't scored in quite some time. They trail by 7. Hurts up the field now to the 50 and more in Steeler territory. He lost the ball at the end, and then somehow Devontae Smith gets it. All right, you got Jack Sawyer in the game here. And through the middle, a good run inside the 15. Tyler Algier spelling Saquon Barkley. Devontae Smith versus Patrick Stewart here at the top. That feels like a mismatch. A.J. Brown guarded by Beanie Bishop as he gets the jet touch pass and loses a yard. Hurts on third down, feels pressure. Hesitated there. I don't know what that was, but he gets hit down by Roderick Barber as a result. And they'll leave the offense on. All right. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith at the top. Hurts, flushed. Barber chases him back and sacks him. Nowhere to go. I believe we're going to see Roderick Barber become an X factor. He could achieve that this season. What a year. Steelers ball now, 5:30 left. Castaneda gets taken down. And this is a key situation. When you have the lead, you get the ball back here, 5 minutes left. What can you do to get closer to victory? Chase Brown has room. First down. Keep in mind, this is the #1 defense in terms of yards allowed. And I'm pretty happy with our overall performance. McLeod now has time. Open again. DK. If he scores again, he'll have as many touchdowns as his jersey number. We're into Philadelphia territory now. 4 minutes on the clock. McLeod, a strike, and it's Riddick to the 30. Less than 3 minutes to go. We're still throwing. McLeod caught. Joey Riddick. There's just no answer for the passing game. We haven't had to run the ball much. You'd like to here in the red zone. Caleb Johnson will try it. He'll grind and earn every bit of those 5 yards. He is under 1 yard per carry. There have been a lot of negatives. This run defense is the real deal. So McLeod's going to throw it now. Ooh, that looked a little questionable, incomplete. Just don't do anything crazy here. I mean, they have 1 timeout left. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. McLeod, scramble, go ahead, or throw it, touchdown! 4th of the game, it's Chase Brown on the catch. What a performance. He could have ran that in easily, though. Philadelphia needs 2 touchdowns in the final minute 30 with 1 timeout. Jalen Hurts scrambling ahead. Certainly racking up the rushing yards. 61 now. Huge cushion given to these receivers as Hurts will be forced to dump it. Haven't seen a lot of Saquon Barkley. He could have gotten injured. Been seeing a lot of injuries here the last couple episodes. Jalen Hurts finds an open man. Looks like that is Algier again. Kind of wanted to hold this team to 14 points. And it's Hurts scrambling for the touchdown. Going for 2 to make this a 6-point game. And Algier on the carry, can't get through. So it comes down to the onside kick then. And it's picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Jalen McMillan. That is going to be the 4th consecutive win for our Pittsburgh Steelers. I'd say this is the best start to a season we've ever had. I forget in year 1 if we were 5-1 or what our record was, but it was an easy schedule. And this season, I think it's got to be tougher. We have already played 4 division games. And to be 5-2 at the deadline puts us in a much better position than we've been in. What a game from Marquise McLeod. This is a really good show that the offense is putting on. I set everything up here to, have everything fall on the offense, but I think this was a pretty good team victory. McLeod, 24 of 30, 4 touchdowns. Did have the 1 mistake, but more than made up for it. Made up for the fact that we could not run the ball. Very poor day for Caleb Johnson. And I am, leaning towards giving him a contract extension. But I think I want to see a little bit more. Because I can't just base it all off of that 40-yard run and a couple of plays he had in that game. He's got to show more consistency. What a phenomenal start to today's episode. Now let's talk about today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Control Freak. Control Freak's controller accessories are awesome, and if you're looking to upgrade your comfort, grip, and precision, Control Freak has you covered. They just launched 2 new versions of their Xbox Gamer Packs with the Carbon Black and Robot White editions. These packs contain 2 Control Freak products that I use daily. Each pack has 2 no-slip thumb grips and 2 FPS thumbsticks. Perfect for shooter fans looking to improve their aim and comfort during those long late-night sessions. So whether you play on Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch, click the link down below in the description to check out all of Control Freak's products, and my code MrHurricane can save you 12% on your order. Thank you to Control Freak, and let's get back to the video. All right, guys, can we keep the momentum rolling? Unfortunately, this breakout scenario ends up being a huge dud. We weren't satisfied with that game, Caleb Johnson. You had under 1 yard per carry. We still won. And when it comes to re-signing him, I mean, it's not going to break the bank. Running back contracts have gotten more reasonable, shorter term, I think an acceptable salary range now. It's the trade deadline, week 9. Steelers are 5-2. Jalen Ramsey has come off the injury report. Joey Porter is now week to week. And I really don't think there's anything that we need to add right now to this team. The 3rd season for Marquise McLeod is looking like a very strong success. We'll upgrade field general. Play action and short accuracy are on the rise. I'd like some awareness. It's a 78 with a boost right now. Accuracy is not at all his issue, although it was on that interception. 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season. Checking out some of the numbers. Justin Herbert has the most touchdown passes this year with 20. Most interceptions is Jackson Dart. Raiders first-year starter Joe Book has 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. How have the Raiders been doing lately? They're in pretty good shape, I'd say. 5-3. Now we're trying to see how long we can continue this winning streak. 4 games in a row is impressive. Picked off by Kobe Bryant on the first game here against interception leader Jackson Dart. We had a 29-yard field goal blocked, however. Touchdown Chase Brown in the second quarter. And we lead it 14-7 in the second half. Been seeing some Xavier Legette receptions popping up. But Metcalf and Riddick are both on the field, and there is Joey Riddick. And looks like an injury now. That's Brian Burns. McLeod sets and throws to Freiermuth. I'm just seeing a lot of improvements with Marquise McLeod. It feels like he's gotten better each episode just this season. Freiermuth in motion. We run. Caleb Johnson stumbling through a tackle. 5 rushes, 6 yards. Where's the Caleb Johnson that ran that 40-yard play, man? I cannot stop thinking about that. Chase Brown, 5 rushes, no yards. We've played some good fronts, this episode with Philadelphia and New York, so maybe not the best matchups. 3rd down and 16 for McLeod, and he will lob it up. It's up for grabs and nearly picked. As we jump ahead, it's Steelers 24, New York 10. Trying to shut the door on Jackson Dart and this comeback try. Giants ball at our 24. Dart to the outside. Not too much. Good protection. Dart incomplete. Bishop on the coverage. And of course, we now have Jalen Ramsey back. He's lined up here on the bottom of the screen. Jackson Dart pressured and sacked by Jack Sawyer. His 2nd of the day. 4th down and 14. Dart throws. End zone. And it's knocked away by Jalen Ramsey. Steelers win again and move to 6-2 on the season. Another great game for Marquise McLeod. 339 yards, 2 touchdowns. We're not doing much on the ground. Just wait until that run game comes around for us. Xavier Legette, 7 catches, $129, 2 touchdowns. That's why I went and got him. And still, Riddick and Metcalf got their production. 5 catches for DK, 7 for Riddick. Maybe McMillan got a little banged up in this one. 2 sacks for Jack Sawyer, a pick for Bryant on the first play of the game. If there was any kind of injury for McMillan, it wasn't anything beyond the game. No injuries for the Steelers. And that's the first place Pittsburgh Steelers. 6-2 in a very competitive division this year. We have a D-line breakout scenario now. We go to the defensive side of the ball. Jack Sawyer just had a multi-sack game, and that's the topic of conversation. Could he do it again? I'll say 2 sacks is a solid one. And if he can do that, it'll be a dev upgrade. TJ Watt is back next week, so Sawyer will again get the start. But our cornerbacks are healthy now. Let's upgrade right guard Zach O'Neal, who's getting a really big boost right now. When you're having a season like this, morale can start to give you a huge upgrade. Everybody's playing at their peak or better. So Zach O'Neal's pass protection looks like it's in a really good spot. We're developing the rookie Tony Rodriguez, who I hope we don't need to use this year, but he is the center of the future, potentially. And our tour of the NFC East continues. Kind of like to get to some AFC opponents again. We'll do that soon. But for now, it's 5 consecutive wins for Pittsburgh. Welcome to the 4th quarter. 20-17 is the score. We have a close one, and Washington is on the move. We've had a lot of leads going into these 4th quarters lately. So now the defense trying to hold on. That's Jaden Daniels at quarterback. He's been huge in Washington's success lately and brings them to the 7. Jack Sawyer over here. I haven't seen his numbers yet in this game. Here's a very... What happened? The ball just like teleported to him. What was that? 3rd down. And they're going to motion the running back. What did that accomplish? Scary Terry motions. Daniels completes inside the 5. A keeper, and Daniels reaches across. Touchdown to take the lead. That looked pretty good. That was a nice reach. We haven't needed those come-from-behind scores in the fourth quarter lately, but now we do. Steelers with 10 minutes to go in the game. Chase Brown, not a ton there, and this has not been a good episode at all for running the football. 2nd and 11. McLeod completes it. That's Xavier Leggett. McLeod swings this ball out to Caleb Johnson. Not able to make anything happen there in space. 3rd down and 8. McLeod with a strike, and it's Metcalf on the catch. A 1st down carry. Johnson to the edge. 3 yards. He's at 4 yards a carry. Nick Johnson's going to check in here at the Washington 31. And McLeod, in trouble and brought down. A very long way to go on this 3rd down. I'm not sure about a field goal from here. It'd be a 60-yard kick. Open! He caught it! Caleb Johnson! There we go! Been waiting to see a play from him all episode. Inside the 20 now. McLeod. Oh, he lost it! We recover, though. And it's a loss of 7. I think this team has a lot of answers for 3rd down and long. Can they find one here? There's time. Intercepted! Jumped in front of Metcalf, and the Commanders take over thanks to Marshawn Lattimore. All right, it's going to take a team effort to win this game. It starts with getting a stop. Nice run stop there for Jalen Ramsey. They only have 252 yards. We should be able to get them off the field here. Thrown over the middle now. Good tackle from Peyton Wilson. Commanders need 4. Right there at the sticks. They'll get it. They sweep to the outside, and there is Roderick Barber with the TFL. Showing pressure on 3rd down. We're coming after Jaden Daniels. Off his spot and incomplete. Another chance then for the defense, or the offense rather. They just have to avoid those negative plays. Get the ball out. Be nice if there was a little more balance here. But we're relying on the passing game here. And McLeod is hit down again. That's 6 sacks for Washington. McLeod throws. Good catch. And turning upfield, Riddick gets a dozen. McLeod, better protection. Winds up and throws the ball downfield. Where Metcalf can't come up with it. But the offense will stay on. 4th and 5. McLeod gets Metcalf this time. Now 60 yards away from the end zone as we dump it for Caleb Johnson. And we have 1:18 to go. A field goal won't do us any good with this drive. McLeod throws over the middle for Freiermuth. And an injury timeout now on the Pittsburgh side. Can't see yet who is missing. McLeod is in. Throws. And that's complete. Is that Britton Hawkins who just caught that? It is. The undrafted rookie tight end, Britton Hawkins, on the field. He's slot to the right. McLeod goes down again. Uh-oh. Injury timeout. Must have been charged to Washington. 38 yards away. Hawkins is still on the field. McLeod steps into it. What a throw! As he hooks up with Riddick at the 11. Now watch the clock here. We have 22 seconds remaining. 1 timeout left. Boy, we're running this down. And McLeod, it's caught! Riddick scores! Go-ahead touchdown with 13 left. What a rally for the Pittsburgh offense. I thought we had called a screen pass. This was a quick slant play. I don't know what the offensive line is trying to, what the call is here. Watch them run out. This looks like a screen. It's blocked like a screen. And it ends up in the hands of Joey Riddick through all that mess. Kick is up. Kick is good. 13 seconds to go. Washington has a timeout remaining. I'm so fascinated by these situations now because a landing zone violation puts the ball at the 40. A touchback puts it at the 35. So there's so much value in pinning them inside the 10, forcing a return that takes time off the clock. But now a touchback puts you, within range of setting up at the very least a Hail Mary. So 10 seconds remaining. We're hoping for a ball in the middle here. And there it is. And I think that's going to run. Oh, they had a timeout still? All right. Comes down to this then, a Hail Mary. Washington. They've been in this situation before. Jaden Daniels, zeros on the clock, and the game is over. It's incomplete. Steelers hold on. And they have improved to 7-2. This is a team worth getting excited about, guys. Took us a few years to get here, but it's been worth it. Another 300-plus yard day for Marquise McLeod. No run game, no problem. 2 scores for Joey Riddick, a touchdown for Xavier Legette, and this signing is proving to be a little bit more impactful as he's been racking up the catches now recently. And then we'll have to check on the status of Freiermuth. 3 sacks for Dorrance Armstrong, 2 for Joe Hebert. We did not have that same production, so 0 for 2 on breakout chances today. The only L's we've taken. And we're about to get TJ Watt back as we upgrade Roderick Barber, who has, I think, been a perfect number 1 pass rusher in his absence. But through all those defensive injuries, we still have not been defeated. Luis Castaneda's hurt. That was a curveball I wasn't expecting. Okay. 3 to 7 weeks pulled groin. I think I might have to actually make a roster move in that case because we're only going to have a couple tight ends left. So checking on the Jack Sawyer situation. May not have been the game we planned, but I'm happy with how you pulled the defense together. I skipped that unnecessarily. I think he got an XP boost. We can now return TJ Watt from injury and take him off injured reserve. And to open up the roster spot, we're going to release veteran pass rusher Montez Sweat. But I want a capable run-blocking tight end on the roster now, so we're going to sign Josh Oliver. We're going to release safety Craig Woodson, as we have 4 other safeties now. Taking a look at our re-signing page, a lot has changed because of our success. And I talked about Zach Frazier. The motivations weren't fitting in the past, but now we're a league favorite in the Super Bowl chase. And the head coach career record is improving for Chuck Johnson. Now, we can try to keep one of the better centers in the league around. I'm offering 3 years and $40.2 million, and we have a deal. And this brings us to our premier matchup of the day, everybody. Pittsburgh and Buffalo, 2 of the better offenses in the league. 2 teams in first place. This is a battle that'll partially help decide who is the 1 seed in the AFC. The loser is going to have a hard time coming back from this with a tiebreaker disadvantage. I wonder how much resting Pat Freiermuth will help. His rib is bothering him coming out of that game. He got hurt toward the very end of it. He gets to 4 out of 5 on wear and tear. I think that's decent. The only question I have with Buffalo is, have they added that premier pass catcher yet? And they do have Khalil Shakir at an 88, Tim Ward at 87, and then Keon Coleman. So Ward Drafted by them a couple years ago. Another slot receiver. Really good hands. Greg Rousseau is a 95. They got 2 90 overall corners, but are missing Christian Benford. And this is going to be our big game of the day. And I'm happy that we've built a team that now has a huge game like this at this point of the season. I also wanted to say, I forgot to mention earlier, those of you waiting on more of the Miami Marlins franchise on MLB The Show, I've been working on a really big video this week. You may want to set aside some time this weekend. I have a big one I hope to drop tomorrow that will continue the journey in that series. But now we're getting this Steelers team looking more like they can too compete for a championship. And we're trying to continue this win streak, surge towards, perhaps the #1 seed in the AFC. Let's see how we look on this stage on the road in Buffalo as we are again getting healthy. I have to put TJ on the field here. But for now, Shakir is in motion. Allen fakes. And Josh Allen throws it away. Back for the first time in weeks is TJ Watt as James Cook loses a bunch. Or 1 yard. Who's counting? 3rd down. And we show some pressure. They'll pick up Patrick Stewart. And Allen's throw incomplete for Keon Coleman. Marquise McLeod has played out of his mind lately. So many 300-yard games, 3 and 4 touchdown performances. We could be talking about a Pro Bowler this season. We spread the field and go 3 wide on 1st down. Chase Brown's going to start the day with a short pickup. Over the middle, but incomplete, intended for Metcalf. And facing 3rd down, McLeod's throw is complete. It's Joey Riddick. So quick turning upfield. He gets to the 48 of Buffalo. Fake to Caleb Johnson. What a throw. Britton Hawkins on the catch. We got the undrafted tight end out there. I have wanted to get a little look at him. McLeod with time. Wide open Joey Riddick. Feel like every game it's just been McLeod throwing all over the field and not much of the ground game as Metcalf nearly had a touchdown. The ball got batted. It's 3rd down and 6. McLeod steps up and delivers to Metcalf. Okay, this has to be a run. It is. And Caleb Johnson loses 3. I've been so ready to hand out a contract extension. I just wanted to see a little bit more. But now we're throwing on 2nd and goal. And down goes McLeod. When we go empty, I know there's some good plays in this playbook. McLeod lets it develop and then gets sacked for the 2nd straight play. And someone got hurt. Is it Marquise McLeod? It is. He heads to the sideline. Bruised ribs for Marquise McLeod. I wonder if he'll miss at least part of this game then. Steelers lead 3-0. Josh Allen's throw is hauled in by Keon Coleman. Now 3rd and 5, and Allen has an open man. That's a good hookup to Tim Ward. Josh Allen on the quick throw, hits Shakir for another 1st down. Inside run, and that's some open space for James Cook, who will take it to the end zone. Bills take the lead. Marquise McLeod's ribs are bothering him, and we're not going to force him into action. Joe Milton will enter the game. All right, who wants to see what this looks like? Joe Milton is the quarterback. And on the 27-yard line, gives to Chase Brown. What a block out in front! Peter Skoronski just laid out a defender. Good start. Having the run game to balance it out now would be huge. Milton hands again. Here's Chase Brown with another good carry. Milton from the 50. His first throw is an easy one to Joey Riddick. Milton has time. Caught. Leggett for 7. He throws this quick. Chase Brown on the reception. A great possession for him. Milton back to pass. And now Metcalf has it. And we're cruising. Milton, he's going to take off now and slide with the first. Bryce Lewis checks in the game. As we go heavy personnel, but look to the air. Caught! Riddick scores! What a clean possession. Perfectly executed by Joe Milton. Very impressive stuff. We got ourselves a very interesting game. It does appear that Milton threw a pick on our next possession, and Josh Allen has run in a go-ahead touchdown. McLeod's risk of injury is down from severe to high. We'll come back to this in the second half. 3rd and 6, Pittsburgh at the Buffalo 38. Milton has time and throws complete, finding Metcalf over the middle. A run to the right. Johnson has to fight to gain 3. Buffalo trying to keep this lead as Milton on 3rd down throws to the end zone. Wide open is Xavier Leggett. Steelers take the lead. And to begin the second half, Marquise McLeod is good to re-enter the game. How awesome is that we were able to keep things stable when he was off the field? Milton throws a couple touchdowns, or scores a couple, and now Jalen McMillan for 27. McLeod is back out there and throws complete. He finds Metcalf. We need 6 yards, trying to beat the blitz. Caught! And Metcalf is finally brought down at the 17. What we're getting out of Riddick and Metcalf this year is just so much better than it's been in seasons past. I'm confused, though, about the overall run game and just not being able to get anything going there. We've seen some big runs against us today. At the 20 now, there's time. Uh-oh! Not fun to see that pressure closing in on your quarterback and he doesn't know it's coming. So 3rd down and 14. But you know you can't look away on these 3rd and longs. Not with this offense. McLeod. Man, you're holding on to the ball way too long. We enter the 4th quarter. It is 20-14. Pittsburgh leads. And we're trying to build up an even greater advantage. Trying to go up 2 scores. McLeod at the 29 will get it to Chase Brown, who doesn't go far. 3rd and 7 for McLeod, and he'll get it away, but it's way too tall for Freiermuth. Bring out Kaimi Fairbairn. 49-yard field goal try. His kick is good. If you're enjoying all this action, please subscribe to the channel. We could be in for an exciting finish. What a hit, Kobe Bryant. One-on-one there with Josh Allen. And he was up for the challenge. 8 minutes to go in the game. Bills down 23-14. Allen to James Cook. We blitz again, and Allen counters it with Shakir. Bills facing a 3rd and 6. Playing off of the receivers. Allen pressured. It's a screen, and James Cook has it. Chased down finally by Chris Leonard, but they had the perfect counter there called. Blitzing again. Allen caught by Coleman. He beats Bishop in coverage. Inside the 10. Fake to Cook. Uh-oh. Lost the ball. And now scooped by a lineman. It was Barber on the hit. Allen wasn't expecting anyone there that quickly. And we've dropped them back to the 16. Patrick Stewart is in the game. And it's out quick again to the 11-yard line. A messy look here to decipher. We bring everybody. Allen lobs it up, and it's broken up. Joey Porter. And it's 4th and goal. And they'll bring on the field goal team then to make this a one-possession game. Andy Borregales is the kicker for Buffalo, and it's now 23-17. It's on the offense now, whether or not we give Josh Allen a chance to win this game. A run to start. Caleb Johnson around the edge. He spins out a defender, falls inbounds. One of the best runs from him we've seen in this episode. 3.5 now on the clock. And we're going to look to throw. McLeod for Metcalf. 8 yards. This is a run for Caleb Johnson. There's the power on display. And Buffalo begins to call their timeouts. Joey Riddick motions. This is trouble for Caleb Johnson, who didn't get much of a chance. We go to our 11 personnel now with 3 receivers in the game, and McLeod throws it incomplete. Feels like no one's been able to stop Metcalf all day, but they're able to find a play. And now it's 3rd and 10. One of the biggest plays of the day right here. That's McMillan. And he thought about the screen, now scans downfield, airs it out, and a circus catch! Oh my! Joey Riddick, the catch of the series! Touchdown Steelers! We're playing for the win here. Joey Riddick one-on-one gets his chance. What a grab! One of the absolute best plays we've seen in this franchise. And that's why you want to have dominant playmakers to be the difference in games like this. I mean, look at the quarterbacks in the AFC. There are a lot of elite options. So it's hard to separate yourself solely off a quarterback play. The edge has to be found elsewhere. So Josh Allen needs to pull off a miracle now, which seems the Bills put him in that situation quite often. But he's answered the call many times. 29-17 Steelers. A good release there from Allen prior to the hit. A minute 20 remaining. Wide open throw. They're already inside the 30. 1 minute to go. Allen over the middle, and it is incomplete. That was Julian Love on the coverage against Dalton Kincaid. 3rd down and 3. A screen for James Cook. He's got a path, and he'll take it in for a touchdown. Bills down 1 possession. Again, this comes down to an onside kick. 29-24. Here it is. A good hop. Picked up. That was not the easiest one, right? McMillan grabs it. That's a Josh Oliver injury. But we are going to win yet another game and continue this win streak. What an episode again for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 29-24. They improved to 8-2 on the season. And these have been incredible performances to watch. Marquise McLeod battling through injury. We had to win differently in this game because Joe Milton played nearly half of this game. Gave us 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. McLeod returns. And I'm just going to remember that last throw to Joey Riddick. 8 catches, $142, and 2 scores. That was one of the best plays I've seen in this game. Very fitting he's going to have 2 skill points now coming out of that. Slot. There's not much he's missing in his skill set. Maybe a little bit of underneath route running. But he's got everything else. Let's go with a physical. Release could be a position to watch or a rating to watch. Spec catch and catching get the attention this time. What an episode for the second straight time, everybody. We do have an injury coming out of it. And now Mateo Soriano's out. So now we have some injuries on the offensive side. We'll have to look at, replacing our left tackle then. Seeing if that is a big change. But I tend to invest in our offensive line depth. I have, players I can put in there for the time being. 8-2 Pittsburgh. We've taken the 1 seed now in the AFC, but there are 7 games remaining, including a head-to-head coming up against the Baltimore Ravens. First, we have the Chiefs. What do you think of that? Marquise McLeod, 19 touchdowns, 7 picks. 39 sacks, though, in 10 games. That is a lot. Nearly 4 per game. And we saw, the consequences of that today when he had to miss a lot of time. And now we're missing Mateo Soriano. This is something that could start to catch up and become a problem. Caleb Johnson, his average plummeted today to 4.6. It was a 6 when we began. Just seems like he doesn't have a lot of room to operate. So we're right around 4 yards a carry. Through the air, the Joey Riddick show has been phenomenal. DK Metcalf has been a handful for opposing defenses. McMillan and Leggett continue to make plays. We handled our business without TJ Watt and our top 2 cornerbacks. Roderick Barber, 9 sacks now on the year. 6.5 for Jordan Davis is really good, even if that's all he gets. And then Kobe Bryant has 4 picks. He just produces. I saw it last year. Sometimes when a guy makes plays, you just stop looking at the ratings. You say, this guy can get it done. And Kobe Bryant continues to prove that. All right, that's going to wrap this one up, everybody. Great episode again for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hope you all enjoyed all of that action. And thank you again to today's sponsor, Control Freak. Check out the link down below in the description. I've been a big fan of Control Freak's products for a really long time, and I highly recommend them. I'll come back here probably on a Monday, let's call it, here for the next episode in the Steelers franchise. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There is much more on the way in our best season yet. Take care.